Hello, everyone. What's up? What's up? My name is Jeanette, also known as Ms.FitVegan, and today I have a very special guest. Before I announce who that is, I want to give you a tip on the grape situation, okay? Try your very, very best to get grapes with a green stem, okay? That means they're fresh, green stem. Like you see how this stem is brown? It's not so great. What's up, Lori? Get the green stem ones. Okay, so Orvel Douglas is our special guest today. I'm really excited. I'm going to bring him in a second. And he's here, so let me bring him in. By the way, this morning I picked these. Does anybody know what kind of fruit this is? I had them last year and I forgot what they're called. Do you know what these are? Please let me know in the comments down below. Okay, here we go. Orvel Douglas. I'm bringing him in and I'm really excited because he has lots of questions for him. And if you guys have questions, let me know. What's up, Sherry? What's up, Tessa Boo? Oh,
Right.
hi.
Hey.
We did it.
Yeah.
Yes, we did it. Okay. So thank you so much, Orvel, for joining us. Am I saying your name right?
Yeah. Orvel. Orvel. So, but most people, it's okay.
Orvel.
Orvel. Yes.
Oh, I've heard your name Orvel for so long. Why?
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess because the pronunciation, because it's O. My name's spelled Orvel, but people think Orville. So when it's kind of spelled the same, they think that's what it is. But yeah.
Yes. So I want to jump right in with you because you are a 10-year raw vegan or fruitarian?
Fruitarian. Yeah. 10 years, 11 years. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're a long-term fruitarian, which is rare, which is very exciting for me and my audience. So let me jump right in. I want to know, what are some of the mistakes that you made in the beginning of your journey? What are some things that you wish you knew early on that you know now?
Well, funny enough, and I spoke this to Jillian when I did an interview with her, that I don't think I made any mistakes in the sense, because it wasn't something that I knew what a fruitarian was. It was just something that happened naturally. I've been a vegan for like 26 years, and then I went into raw vegan for about 3 years, and then all of a sudden I just started eating fruits naturally. So I was just kind of like just eating fruits, and I didn't know what a fruitarian was. It was just something I was doing. So saying all that, it kind of because I was always have a busy lifestyle, so I just was just eating fruits, and that was it. And I haven't changed anything. I just haven't changed anything. Raw vegan, I didn't really know much about it at the time. So at the time I went from a cooked vegan to a raw vegan group on Facebook, and that's how I learned about raw vegan. And then I saw busy. I said, "Oh, I'm just eating fruits," but I didn't even know what a fruitarian was. It was just something I was doing. And then she said, "You're a fruitarian. That's why because you eat fruits." So that's what it was. So I continued the same journey. It wasn't like I followed someone else that was doing it and said, "Oh, well, let me try this to try that." It was just something that just became natural, part of my life and stuff like that. That's what it was. And I never kind of looked back. Even people saying, "Oh, you eating fruits, you got to like this." And I said, "Well, I feel great." I mean, I feel great, So this is something I feel alive, less time spending. I like raw vegan food, but kind of like trying to make stuff in a dehydrate and stuff like that. And then, yeah, that's what it was. So
yes, amazing. So now tell me, so you were 26 years vegan before.
Yes.
Oh, so how old are you?
Well, I'm almost 60. I'll be 60 in February.
Wow. That's crazy. Whoa, that gives me something to look forward to. Like when I'm 60, I want to look like you. Like you look so young.
So great,
Thank you. Yeah, no, okay, so this is
I was thinking when it comes to young people, I think it has a lot to do with genetics. I mean, I take care of myself, but I have a really young looking family, so I'm not gonna lie. My mom's 83 and she looks really young, and my daughter, and so I'm not gonna lie. But I think also, apart from genetics, it's also how you take care of yourself as well. So all you can do, the best you can do, what we have. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, my mom also was young looking. I gotta admit that. I'm almost 40, and my mom was also very young looking, but she had very bad health and very bad teeth, and she had like her teeth were falling out when she was my age, because of what she was eating, alcohol, cigarettes, all the meat and dairy. So I wanted to ask you now, what are some health problems? Well, why did you go vegan
Well,
in the
you
beginning?
know something, I didn't have any health issues. What it was it was more of a prevention kind of thing than cure, which a lot of people say that's kind of weird, prevention. I said, well, you know what it was, as a very young person growing up, I'm a thinker. So I would see friends of the family members who were like, they were young at the time, but when they got to like around like 40 or something like that, I'm still a young person. They come down with these health issues, get sick. So I thought to myself, if that's happening to them, that seems to happen to everybody. That's got to be my destination. That's what I thought. So I said to myself, I don't want to be like that because, at the time, me and my daughter was just being born and stuff like that, and I just didn't want to be like that. I wanted to be able to kind of, I didn't want to be one of those really old parents who couldn't do anything. And I have grandkids and I have a granddaughter 21 and I have a grandson at 4 years old. So I can move around with them. It's not like I'm kind of sitting, I'm 60 years old, have health issues. I'm limited to what I do. I didn't want to be one of those people. So for me, it was always prevention rather than cure. That's what it was.
Amazing. Yeah. I mean, that's so rare. Most people, they need to get really sick.
Absolutely. That's what most people need to get really sick to kind of do something to kind of, but I just thought the opposite. As I said, I've always been a thinker, and my friends I grew up with, they'll tell you the same thing. I've always kind of be on a different level of thinking of, whatever other people's thinking. If I think it's the wrong way, I'm not going to do it at all. Yeah.
Yes. So independent thinker. Yeah. I think that's important when it comes to making the right decisions in life. And so now let me ask you, you're a fruit expert. Let me ask you some questions about fruit because, obviously in this community, people are concerned about the seedless fruit. So we got the seedless grapes and, the seedless watermelon. And okay, do you eat seedless fruit? How do you feel about that?
Well, very, very, I usually just eat seeded because I can get seeded everywhere in New York, but I had a couple of people, I tell people, it doesn't really matter when it comes to seeded and seedless. It doesn't really matter which one you do. It's better than eating something else, So, and people say, oh, it's got to cause harm. It's got to do this. It's got to do seed. I says, no, it's not. So recently in February, I did, February to May, I did like a 96 days on grapes only. And I was, and I was just getting always seedy. So I don't really post about much about stuff because I don't really like people talking about it, I'm trying to say, giving negative comments. So I post about around around day 40, 50, and people say, oh, you got to eat, I hope it's seeded. I said, there's nothing wrong with seedless, I mean, seeded is better, but there's nothing wrong with, seedless because it does the same job. I said, my observation, I do a fruit challenge every other month. And my observation that there's a lot of people in the group who couldn't get seeded fruits within the group. And I said, well, do the best you can. You cannot get seeded, get seedless. And they still reverse the issue. So I go by observation and I don't go by internet rumors. So what I basically said, okay, for the next 40 days, even though I can get seeded grapes, I'm going to have seedless grapes. And that's exactly what I did. And I said, at the end of it, I'm still here. Nothing happened. Yeah.
How do you get seeded grapes in New York? Where do you get them?
There's so many. I mean, you got so many. I mean, you can get them. I usually go to. There's quite a few health food stores I go to. There's one called Westerly's on A.
I love Westerly. Yeah.
And also Lifetime. And also there's some places in the Bronx as well. There's quite a few fruit markets in the Bronx as well, and in Queens. There's a whole bunch of places you can actually get good fruit from, but you just gotta know where. And you those areas anyway, so I'm not even going out of my way. So I'm usually in those areas at some point during the week. So I can always go and pick up whatever I need and stuff like that,
Usually I can't find organic seeded grapes. I can find non-organic, but I can't usually find organic. But you find organic.
Yeah, I mean, right now, with September right now, so you got a lot of seeded fruits now, you got the muscadine grapes and the grapes and stuff like that, but when it comes to grapes and thin skinned fruits, I prefer to get organic, but if it's a fruit that isn't thin skinned, then I'll be fine, so yeah.
So now why did you why did you do a grape cleanse? Why did you do that? May I ask?
What for me, it wasn't even the grape cleanse, because I tell people I only eat once a day. I just have just one fruit meal a day, and it's usually a mono meal, because you know, not to say mono is better than mixed, it's just that it's just a preference for me. I prefer to eat a fruit by itself. So if I have one meal a day, maybe grapes today and maybe like oranges tomorrow, something like that. So for me, it was just like, I love grapes, and there's times, I mean, I can eat, you know, I eat the same fruits all the time. I'm a fruitarian, but I'm not one of those fruitarians who eat a lot of tropical fruits. I just like the simple fruits like grapes, cherries, you know. I'm not really a big watermelon fan. I like mandarins. So I can eat one fruit at a time for a very long time. So I just decided, and I just went up for 96 days. You know, that's all it was. And I do that periodically. That was the longest I've ever did one fruit. But, you know, in the past years, I've done like 60 days on grapes, you know, or whatever, or tangerines or whatever. I've just got to have a feel for it. And once I eat something, I'm good to go. You know, I can always continue forever, you know. That's all, you know, so yeah.
So what do you think, this is really interesting, what do you think about the people that say that that's not healthy long term,
right,
and that you need to eat a very large variety for your...
That's
What do you say to the people that say that's not healthy long term?
well, I tell the people like this: we are nature. We are nature, and if you look at all the animals in nature, they eat very limited. You know, they may eat one or two items in their lifetime. What makes it so special that we need all these varieties? And we take all these varieties of all these different types of foods, and we still remain sick. You're not healthy. So these animals in nature are eating whatever diet they're supposed to eat, whether it's a carnivore, whether it's a primate, whatever. They just eat whatever they're supposed to eat, and they eat one or two different types of food. For instance, I always use the cow in a natural habitat. A cow in its natural habitat just eats grass the whole day. But people are eating the cow for protein, they're eating it for iron. What does that tell you? You don't need a variety. It's all about, the reason why we always get sick is because our immune system and body is compromised with all these different things we've been eating all our life. We have not been eating what we're supposed to eat. You have a baby, you get a baby, and you see the baby will chew. You put some food in front of it, like vegetables, fruits, or whatever. The baby's going to grab for the fruits, because the baby, that's his natural instinct. And that's what the babies and the animals, they have that natural instinct. But we corrupted by our parents to tell this, you need to do this, you need to do that. You know, it's all about simplicity. I find that the people eat the more simple, the ones who live longer and less health issues. That's what I find.
Yeah, I love it. And I heard Doug Graham say a long time ago, he said, the more simple the meal, the better you'll feel.
Absolutely.
And I added, the faster you'll heal. So I just want, I agree. You like that?
Yeah.
Quote me and Doug on that. But I totally agree. And I have people all day long telling me that it's not healthy because we need a wide variety. But like, think about what you just said. Guys, I hope you're paying attention, because cows just eat grass. Yeah. And babies, how do they grow? They're drinking breast milk. That's it. That's it.
And they grow, yeah. And like, just like a cow, the cow drinks the cow milk to grow to a certain, and then after that, you don't need it anymore. After it's weaned, you don't need it. You know? Yeah.
Okay. So we got a hater in the audience. Let's address him. You know, because I know you're good with I know you're good with this, because you have so much confidence because you've been doing it for so long. So I appreciate that. Now, somebody said, stop comparing humans to everything else. In the wild, we forage and even kill. So what's your point? Okay.
You know, okay, let me address it. How you got to kill? You're going to, you know, these animals kills with their teeth. They go and grab the animal. Can you do that? Can you go up to an animal and bite into it with your teeth and eat it? No, if you cannot eat it raw, you should not be eating it at all, bottom line. But it's up to you what you want to do. I mean, I'm not telling people how to eat, but I'm just showing you common sense. The common sense is that you do not have the teeth to go and jump at the animal and bite into it. How far would you get? But you can go to any fruit tree and pick that fruit and eat it.
Yeah. Just this morning, I picked some fruit. No blood was involved. Nobody screaming. Nobody running. You know, nobody crying. Nobody's mom is screaming and upset. Yeah, I mean, this is really silly. This is real silly. I love your approach. Just common sense. It's just common sense.
I mean,
so
common sense to you. Well, you know, when people do what they want to do, I'm not here to tell people how to eat. but I know how I eat, and I know how it makes me feel, because I mean, I have energy of anybody of any age. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
They
I can
cannot,
feel it.
oh, I'm 60 years old, so I cannot do this, I cannot do that. You know, I know what I can do, you know, so.
I can feel it. Absolutely. And everybody watching this can feel your energy. And now my question to you is, do you eat any greens or nuts or seeds? And how do you feel about these foods?
I very rarely eat it. The only time I may eat some greens is very rarely, if I may go to like, maybe like my favorite raw vegan restaurant, something like that. If I do, you know, but other than that, no, I don't really, I mean, people can eat, you know, I'm just a fruit person, because when it comes to the greens, you have to slather it with whatever to make it taste good. I just like to just pick and eat. You know, you don't, no salts, no anything on it. I can just eat it and I get that flavor, you know. And it's not like something, if I was in outside and I saw a patch of cabbage or kale, I'm not gonna say, oh, that looks appetizing, let me root it up and eat it. No, I wouldn't do that. But if I was in an orchard with this fruit, the smell of the fruit, it's got to attract you to that smell. That looks delicious. You got to salivate over it. That's the way I look at it.
Absolutely. And now, have you ever had any teeth problems in the last 10 years or sensitivity?
No sensitivity. I've had like fillings and stuff like that. And I healed one of my cavities through just eating fruits and stuff like that, you know. So I just basically take care of my teeth and stuff like that. And yeah.
What do you recommend to people for taking care of their teeth on a fruitarian diet?
I just recommend proper oral hygiene. It's not the fruits that's damaging your teeth. That's what I tell people. I always say that fruits should always be eaten alone. Do not eat it with anything else. I mean, if you like greens, fine, don't eat it with it. If you like seeds, don't eat it with it. Because what I found, the people on the fruitarian diet who've had teeth issues are people who have been eating a mixed diet of fruits and other foods, not seeds. I found the ones who have been doing 100% fruit don't have any problems. So I'm not saying that's it, but that's kind of an idea that I have in my mind, that it's something to do with fruits supposed to be eaten by itself because it digests so quickly. That's quicker than others and stuff like that. So yeah, and also the fruit should always be ripe, super ripe.
Yes, okay.
Yeah,
and so now, question, do you eat any dried fruit? How do you feel about dried?
My phone up, yeah.
Happened to me, so you know, you're okay.
Right. I'm sorry. Could you repeat that
Oh
question
no,
again?
sorry. How do you feel about dried fruit? Do you recommend it? Do you eat dried fruit at all?
Dried very rarely. If it's gonna be dried fruit, maybe like sun dried, You know, I used to buy these sun dried raisins that they used to sell. I haven't seen them anymore, so I'm not too sure if they sell them anymore. But they're just like sun dried golden Hunza raisins. Have you heard of those before?
Yes, they're so good.
Yeah, I haven't seen them anymore. I have no idea what's happened. The stores don't carry them anymore. I have not seen them anywhere, so I have no idea.
Yeah, so
that's the only thing I would have.
Yeah. There used to be a place, well, I'm from New York.
Okay.
So I was fruitarian 9 years in New York. Well, raw vegan, but mostly fruit. And there used to be a place called High Vibe.
Yeah.
And Live Live. This is in the West Village.
Right, yes. Yeah.
Or the East Village.
Right.
East Village.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's still there, but I used to get the sun-dried olives and sun-dried raisins there. So good.
Right.
Okay, so now if anybody has any questions for Orvel, please do me a favor, leave them down below, put them in the question box down below, and we'll definitely ask him. And so now my question to you is, what are some tips on dealing with the critics? So like when somebody goes raw or becomes a fruitarian or even does 30 days on fruit, they're going to get so much criticism from their family and friends who have no idea about anything they're talking about. They have no idea about what to eat or nutrition or health. And so how did you deal with that in the beginning with your family and friends criticizing?
Well, you know, friends always you're doing something, they don't know what you're doing. My family, they wasn't too sure. They didn't really know exactly what, but they didn't really say anything. You know what I'm trying to say? You know, but yeah, what you should eat meat. They didn't say you shouldn't eat it, you got to do this, you got to die. They didn't do any of that, but it's always living by example, because throughout the years, they've seen how I live, you know, and how how I feel, and you know, and how I look, and I feel good and strong. So it falls back onto them. And now they say, oh, my mom calls me, say, oh yeah, you know, I was just juicing today or whatever. My mother doesn't really eat a lot of meat. You know, everyone eats healthy. When they come to New York to visit me, they'll all eat vegan the whole time. Every family will eat vegan the whole time. But when they're home, they kind of, you know, whatever, you know. But when they're here, because they love the food and stuff like that. So over the years, you know, you just got to live by example. That's what you got to do.
Yes, I love it. Now, we have some questions about juice. Do you recommend fruit juice? Do you juice yourself?
I don't juice. You know, I don't juice personally. I like a glass of juice every now and then, but it's not something that I don't really recommend, especially when it comes to cleaning and detoxing. The reason I say that, because that fiber in the fiber in the fruit, that's like probiotics. It's like gut flora food. The gut needs to eat, which makes part of the immune system. So I found the difference between juicing and eating the whole fruits is that people tend to recover quicker when they eat the whole fruits and juicing, even though they do get down juicing, but it seems a lot more longer.
Yeah, juicing is a big craze right now. Everybody, do you do green juice? You don't do green juice.
I don't do green juice. I've been there and done that before in the past, you know. I have done all that, you know. So even though I'm just saying that, I'm just talking like fruits right now, but everything I've did it before, you know. I've did the cooked diet, I did the raw vegan diet, I've done the green juices, I've did, you know, but I find the fruitarian thing is what I find more easier for me, and, you know, less work.
So for the last 10 years, you've been fruitarian, or you've been raw, or, you know, eating greens, things like that?
Yeah, I've been fruitarian. Every day, you know, if I go to a raw vegan restaurant, I'm not kind of like really hard on myself. It doesn't matter, you know. If I feel like some raw vegan food, I'm gonna go and eat it, you know. But if home, all you gotta find is fruits. That's what you gotta find on a daily life, you know.
And so we have some questions. Thank you, by the way, for answering all my questions. You're awesome, because you answer everything and you're very knowledgeable. So now I want to ask you about your one meal a day, because it feels like, to me, that's not enough food for me. I don't know how I would eat only one meal a day. So tell me, what is your meal consist of? Because, like, I mean, to get enough calories, like, how do you eat just one meal?
Right. You see, and I don't look at calories. I look at it as satiated. So my one meal a day isn't intentional. It's unintentional. You see, I only eat when I'm hungry. So that one meal a day that I eat, after I finish, to be honest, if I wanted to eat more, I could, because I have room, I have space to eat, but I don't have to. But the feeling I have after eating that one meal a day, and this is what I've learned over the years, the feeling I have after eating that one meal a day, the feeling of I could eat some more never escalates. You know, when people get hungry and hungry and hungry after the hours, once I eat that meal, it stays the same. Now, when I'm starting to feel a little hungry, I need to eat, that comes to around 24 hours and be a little bit after. That's when I get, so, okay, it's time to eat now. So that's what it is. So it's not even intentional. I think what it is, because over the years, I don't even think I've ever mentioned this before in any of the videos I've done. I practiced water fasting for 15 years. I was doing 4 times a year, 21 days. I did every month. I did 3 days, and I did 1 week of 24-hour water fast. I did that for 15 years straight without missing a fast whatsoever. So that, I think that prepared me to where I am now. So it seems like my body functions on less. So I cannot talk for anyone else, but for me personally, I don't tell my people, you know, in my group, eat one meal. I just eat until you feel satiated. If you have to eat 5 times a day or 10 times a day, eat. Drink if you have to, you know, go by how you feel. So this is how I feel, you know. It keeps me energized. I go to the gym in the mornings, like around 5-6 o'clock in the mornings, and work out. My last meal before I ate was like 12 noon the day before, and I won't eat again till like 12 noon, because even though I'm still working out, I don't need any hydration to drink anything, because I'm not thirsty in my mouth or feel hungry. It's around the time I need to eat, that's when it comes.
Amazing. And
Yeah.
you can still maintain muscle.
Build, maintain, yeah, because you're working out. And I tell people, I think there's a whole false thing when it comes to nutrition. Like, I think there's a whole, I think it's very flawed. I'm not saying I'm correct, but I think there's a lot of flaws in the correction, because I've proved that to a lot of people. Said, oh, you can't do, you got to die, you got to lack nutrients. I said, no, I don't get sick. I haven't been sick. I've not been sick in 48 years. That may be part of my genetics, but 48 years out of 60, I've not been sick.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow. We have some questions from the audience. So Tessa, hi Tessa, she's fruitarian 2 years, and she wants to know, what are your tips for affording the fruitarian diet?
It's, for me, it's very, very, it's very, very cheap. It's not expensive, because I don't really eat a lot. It depends on how much you eat. So I could get like about $40 a week, because I'm just eating once. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm eating a lot more than you. I'm spending like $300 a week. I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
Whoa.
I think as time goes on, you may find that your body's going to need less, but some people just so attached to eating that it's kind of like, that's how we were raised and stuff like that. Whatever, it doesn't matter what we're eating, we just get attached to it. But sometimes you may be busy the whole day and you realize, oh, I haven't eaten the whole day. And you didn't even realize because you're not hungry.
Yeah, let's talk about this. Because it's been 13 years for me, and I eat a lot more than you, and I love to eat.
Right.
And so my question to you is, how do I break free from that? It's more like, yeah, I could live without as much food. I could live without the durian and the jackfruits and the mamey sapotes and all the exotic fruit, but I don't want to.
Right.
So my question to you is, how can we I don't want to. But my question to you is, how can we break free from using food as entertainment or pleasure? Because most people out there, they're eating for pleasure. They're not eating for fuel or nutrition. Right. How do you recommend somebody start to break free from that habit of using food as pleasure?
Yeah, well, I think what you have to do is basically sit down and say, okay, I'm already hungry. Most of the times you're not. And making that choice, it's just a matter of disciplining yourself. Okay, even though I want to eat this looks really good, I want to eat it, but do I really have to eat it? Is it going to make me feel any better? I mean, it really doesn't. It's all about setting your mind and disciplining your mind to do what you want to do. And as you keep on practicing these things, it becomes a distant memory. So you're not even thinking about it anymore. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, I never thought I could live without chocolate, coffee. I'm sure there's many people out there who they never can imagine a life without alcohol or smoking or something like that. But like you said, it does become a distant memory, and I don't miss it at all. The bread and the chicken and all that crap.
Yeah.
But, okay. So many questions, guys. I'm getting to them. I promise. Next question. Is it hard being fruitarian in the winter? How do you eat seasonal fruits in the winter?
Well, seasonal fruits is very easy to eat because the markets will always have seasonal fruits. The only things that are out of season may be the frozen fruits. It's not hard eating in the winter time, because I always say this, if people think, oh, it's cold and such, we cold. I said, no. I mean, in the summertime, it's hot. You're still eating hot food. You don't eat fruits in the summertime. You're still eating your hot meals 3 times a day in the summer. And that's a hot meal. So what's the difference of eating fruits? I mean, it's only thing to do is you don't have to eat your fruits when you're outside. You're in your home where it's warm, sitting in front of the fire, whatever. You're eating your fruits. It's no difference. It's all a mindset.
Yeah, I feel this is a very silly question.
Right.
Because let me tell you right now. I mean, if you were out and you had to hunt fruit in the snow, then maybe you could ask us this question. But all you have to do is go to the supermarket.
Right. That's it. That's it.
And there's so many fruits for the winter. The melons, the oranges, the persimmons. There's many fruits.
Yeah, they're always, you always see them in your supermarket anyway. The fruits that are in season, it's right there.
Yeah. Now people, they're really losing their mind, Orvel, because they're losing their mind about the 1 meal a day thing. We got a lot of questions about, like, can you tell us exactly what one meal might look for you? Might look like?
It's a mono meal, maybe about 2, 3, 4 pounds of grapes. I just get a whole bag and I'll just eat it. That's it. You know, very simple. That's it. You know?
Do you find, so you've coached a lot of people over
Yes,
the
I
years.
have, yeah.
Do you find that women need more food than men in the fruitarian community, or do you find it doesn't matter?
I think it doesn't matter. I think a lot of times it's more on the emotional reasons. A lot of people want more food than anything else, you know, because as I said, when you think about it, you may be busy for the whole day and you haven't eaten anything and you didn't, you know, you just been busy and you didn't think about food. But if you're constantly thinking about it, that's where it's got to kind of take over. So I always tell people, you know, especially in my challenge, when they say they're hungry, blah, blah, blah. I said, you know something, just go outside and take a walk. You know, walk for about 20 minutes. It may pass. Do some exercising, or if it's late, go to bed. In the morning and have that feeling.
Yeah. And now how can people join? When is your next challenge and how can they join it?
My next challenge is November the 1st. Right now, the September one is going on, so I'm in the middle of that. November the 1st, and they can join on my website, which is orveldouglas.com, ORVELDOUGLAS. Also, you can find me on Facebook, Orvel Douglas, or Orvel Douglas Fruitarian Lifestyle.
Wow. Okay, guys. I mean,
And Instagram as well. Instagram is black_fruitarian 1964.
Okay, so when I put this on YouTube, I'll leave all the links below.
Yes.
And guys, join his November challenge. It'll be amazing because that's the winter time. You got Thanksgiving, you know, best to be with a community and a leader that knows what he's talking about to help guide you, support you, give you that reassurance and the push that you need to get through the holidays in a healthy way. Right. Okay. And yeah, I definitely have heard about your challenges from so many people. They say that you like inspired them, you pushed them, you were the catalyst for their change. So you're doing a lot.
You know, I just, you know, it's all about simplicity. Everything that I teach in that group is simple, nothing complicated. You have to buy this, you have to buy that, you have to do this. No, it's about simplicity because I find that simplicity works. If it's you know, it's so simple that people think it will never work, but it does, you know, so.
Yeah, I agree. I also was skeptical in the beginning because I felt like it was too simple, like just eat grapes. Right. How can that help me?
Right.
And so can you please speak to people about how does the body heal exactly from disease or from infection or from viruses? How does the body actually heal itself?
The fruit doesn't heal anything. The body heals itself. But the reason why I choose fruit, because fruits digest very, very quickly. So once, you know, the body can only heal when it's on empty. It cannot, you know, digestion takes up so much energy. You know, you eat breakfast, by the time lunchtime comes, breakfast hasn't been digested. So you're always digesting. There's no energy for healing. So the moment you stop eating, then your body, the energy shift from digestion to detoxification. Now, the reason why fruits work is because fruits will digest within, say, like 30 minutes, 30, 40 minutes. And so it's just like after it's digested, it's just like when you was asleep. You know, your body is in detox mode. So you're going through detox mode the whole day. So you have enough time for your body to heal. It's not like when you're sleeping, it's only 5, 6 hours or 7 hours. It's not enough time to heal. But fruits will always keep you in that detoxification mode, because once you eat it, don't worry about it. If you're eating 5, 10 times a day, it doesn't matter, because within 30 minutes, it's got to digest. So your body's always got to go back to healing. The body can only heal on an empty stomach. They may think, you know, everything, like put herbs in the way, you put this in the way, you put that in the way. You have to move everything out the way, because anything in the way, he's going to block anything. It's just like that fish analogy where, you know, you got a fish in a dirty tank and a fish in a clean tank. You know, the dirty tank is all murky. How you going to get the fish to feel well? You know, you think, I'll give it this herb and that herb. No, because it's swimming in that dirty water. Throw the dirty water and put the fish in a clean water. That's the same way. Clean the tank out. That's all it is. Simple.
And so do you drink a lot of water on a daily basis?
I eat my water. I eat water. Yeah, I eat it.
And if you do drink water, which water would you choose, or what do you recommend?
I would choose distilled water. I'll tell you the reason why, and this may be said a little controversial to a lot of people, but the reason I choose distilled water, if I drink, because I used to drink distilled water. I drank for 26 years before I became a fruitarian. So that's all I drank. What I found with distilled water contains 0 minerals. Now, the minerals in water, like spring water, they're inorganic, you know, so the body cannot break it down. Now, so they may think, oh yeah, we as humans, because something has a lot of minerals in, we think the more minerals, the better for us. You know, people always think more. Not everything is for us, you know.
Like sea moss.
Yeah, I'll come back to that in a second as well. I was like, back to that. But regarding the distilled water, you know, it's pure H2O. Pure H2O. In a perfect world, if we didn't have all the toxicity in the skies and the acids, rainwater is distilled water. Now, I always tell people, if you want to really, you know, you say, oh, this will have no minerals. I say, you don't need minerals from water. You can get minerals from food. And furthermore, if you really want to see what's in your spring water, buy a distiller, put your spring water in there and see what's left behind. When you see the little calcifications, the rocks from the spring water, then you say, okay, it has minerals like the calcium, magnesium, silica, but those are rocks. They're not the organic minerals that our body needs, what come from the soil. So that's the reason why I say distilled water, because what I found, sometimes people could have like a lot of pain in their body from arthritis or whatever, joint pain, and they have arthritis. But the moment they do my challenge, within a week, all the pain is gone. So it's just, you know, so many stories, so many testimonies on my page that change all that, and it's all gone. Regarding like sea moss and all that, that's for sea moss is sea creatures. That's why I look at it. I mean, would you honestly, we're not sea animals. Yeah, may have like 96 minerals in there, but the minerals are not for us. The minerals are for the fish in the sea. That's their food. Now, we're not going to be in the ocean and see some moss wash up on the rocks. Oh, that looks tasty. Let me bring it home and eat it. No, you're not going to do that. They dry it. They have to do this and do that. So it's palatable. It's for them. You know, we have our food. All the animals on the planet have what they're supposed to eat. We just got to figure out what it is. You know, I may be wrong, but I think I'll figure out what I need to eat, and that's what I'm doing. You know, but we don't need, just because something has all these minerals, we don't need it. It's not for us. You know, the food, what we need, the nutrition we need, we have it. We don't have to steal other animals' food to get it. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So how did sea moss become so popular in the living foods community?
Yeah, I think what it is, it's just like when someone talks about a mineral content, to say, oh, it's got like got 96 minerals out of the 102 minerals, then people automatically think, oh, this has a lot of nutrition. So because it has a lot of nutrition, I must eat it. That's why I think it's anything which has more nutrition, people always think is better. Like, it's just like protein. This is high in protein, higher than this and that. Let me get this because it's the highest form of protein. Well, more, you know, less is more.
Yeah. You know what we need people to do? We need anybody out there who's a scientist or studying in a lab, we need you to research all the benefits of fruit.
Right.
Because if they really came out with how many minerals and how many vitamins and how much energy and life force is in these fruits, people would literally start eating fruit instead of all the sea mosses and the supplements and the dead animal body parts. I mean, if they really advertised and we really knew what was in the fruits, but they don't study them.
Yeah,
they don't.
Yeah, they don't. And what I do know is that fruits contain thousands of micronutrients that scientists can't even name them all, because there's so many. They just talk about vitamin, minerals, antioxidants, but there's so much more to it. It's like, I mean, it's a perfect food. I mean, the sun creates it. You know, it's a perfect. It's on the land. All animals are eating from the land.
Yeah.
All animals are eating a raw diet. We're the only ones who are not. You know, everything's from the land. You know, there is food for everybody. We all share the land. You're gonna find out what food is for you.
Yeah, my favorite thing is very wise, very good. Yeah, this is great. My favorite thing is when people say we shouldn't compare ourselves to animals, but then they want to compare themselves to animals. That's why they're eating, you know, that's why they're carnivore. Because, I mean, it's very interesting. Because every time fruitarians compare themselves to animals, no, we shouldn't do that. Right. But then meat eaters compare them, you know, selves to animals, and that's fine. I don't know. It's very.
I mean, people can eat what they
Yeah.
want to eat. You know, me, I'm not one of those people who go on, you know, on Facebook a carnivore page and say you shouldn't be doing it. I don't do anything like that. You know, I just scroll right on by. You know, but a lot of times they'll come to my page and want to kind of do this and do that, you know what I mean? And, you know, say this and say that. And that's the time I don't want to get in debates with people, so I'll just block them. Just as simple as
Smart.
Yeah.
Smart. So now what do you feel about, do you take any supplements? Do you believe in any type of powders or potions?
No, nothing.
No.
Just a simple.
Wow. So what about, somebody asked, and I want to honor their question. They asked about Shilajit. Shilajit? Have you heard of this?
What is it?
It's a mineral that people often put into water and things like that.
Shilajit. Yeah, you know, if you have to put something into something, you shouldn't, you know, if it's not occurring naturally, it's all about eating real food that contains everything that you need. So they may have different names, like, you know, I don't believe in isolates, like people talk about omega-3 fatty acids, talk about this. I don't believe in isolated nutrition. What about where you getting your omega-3 fatty acids from? Where you getting your pro? I don't believe in that. Everything that you need is packaged perfectly in that food. You don't need any additions. You know, if your body's clean enough, it's going to absorb it. And if it's not, detox it. And then, you know, you'll be able to absorb it.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Shilajit. Sorry, I pronounced it wrong.
Right.
But either way, it's really not necessary when you're eating a healthy vegan diet. It's really not necessary.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so we have a question from the Go Vegan. Oh no, we asked that. Okay. If you say the body only heals when it's resting, then why do you practice fasting? Well, I don't think that he said the body only heals when it's resting.
I don't practice fasting, and in my group I tell people, do not practice fasting at all. Do not eat when you're hungry, and eat when you're hungry, and then once you satiated, that's it. So for me, I only eat once a day. It's not because I'm practicing fasting, because that's all I need. And I mentioned before in the conversation, I was saying to you, if you need to eat 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times a day, that's fine. So it's not. It may appear fasting to someone else, but I'm not doing it intentionally. It's unintentional. That's the difference, because people are looking at the clock, oh, I got another 2 hours before my fasting hour can eat. That's not me, you know? Yeah.
Yes. And now we have a question from Seashell Oval. What is good for fibroids, would you say?
It's all about everything. It's all about cleaning. There's no take this or take that. It's all about cleaning. The body is a pipe work, and it needs to be clean. Fibroids, diabetes, high blood pressure, whatever. I look at them, they're all constipation of the body. They're all blockages, and these blockages need to be removed. Detoxification is all about rejuvenation. There's nothing you need to take per se to, because a lot of people spend thousands of dollars on herbs and this and that, and they're still in the pain and it doesn't work. You have to get to the root cause of the problem.
How long do you think it will take somebody, if they go on a fruit-based diet or even a fruitarian diet, how long do you think it will take somebody to heal? Or, in your experience?
Yeah, it depends on what they're healing from. It depends on how much toxicity they have. I think what plays a big part of healing is not even detoxification. It's not even the food that you ate. That's a small part. It's basically all the medication you take over your lifetime, the antibiotics, hormones, or whatever. That's the part that's hard to get out. That's the part that takes longer. A person who's been eating a bad diet but hasn't really been taking any medicine, they're the ones who will heal a lot quicker.
Okay, that makes sense. Yep, that makes sense, because me, I had a lot of antibiotics as a kid, and I'm still on my journey healing, and it's been a long time. So I totally can get that. And I have clients that they have a lot of detox and some don't. And it always turns out that they had a lot of antibiotics and a lot of different drugs and did a lot of things. Now, okay, we got a lot of questions. I don't know which one to ask. We only have a few more minutes, guys. So ask your questions. And well, before I ask their questions, I want to know, do you have any tips for people on socializing as a fruitarian? So how do you go out to eat? How do you eat at restaurants and things like that?
Well, for me, because for me personally, my friends who I have, yeah, I've introduced them to my lifestyle, you know, like raw vegan, not, you know, they know they eat fruits as well, raw vegan and stuff like that. So I've had a couple of social occasions at my apartment, and none of my friends are vegan or raw, but all the food is there is vegan, and all the food and vegan and raw foods. That's what I've had catered for, you know. So they come to my home. I mean, they drink alcohol. I mean, I don't drink alcohol, but it's there. They drink, but the food, everything is. They bring their wines or whatever, but everything is, you know, raw or vegan. Now, when it comes to going out socializing, if we want to go out to eat, they'll come to one of my places because they're exposed to it. So my thing is, you should expose your family members or friends to vegan foods. You know what I mean? Just expose them. You know, raw vegan. So at least when you go out, at least it's, oh, I really like this. You have to make sure you take them to the right place. So you get, you know, so they get to taste this food, because you don't want to give them the first impression, which is a bad impression. Give them a good impression. Once that, you're good to go. And then you want to go somewhere, let's all go out to my spots and eat, you know?
Yeah.
That's it, yeah.
Absolutely. That is the truth, and that works. And everybody wants to be healthy.
Yeah, everyone wants to be healthy.
But it's like, you know, people like you give people permission. Everybody's waiting for permission to do something. So thank you for doing that. And now, can you please talk about the dangers of eating a high protein diet, like a keto or a paleo diet?
Yeah, you know, people eat too much. It's like protein poisoning. Protein, protein. You know, protein, especially animal protein, accompanied with animal fat. There's really no fiber. There's no fiber, because it's all meat. There's no fiber. Fiber is the key to life. Fiber. If you don't remember anything else that I've said in this interview, remember fiber, because fiber is the stuff that actually sweeps out toxins out of your system. You got those excess hormones that can cause cancer. It sweeps it all out. It balances. It balances everything. You know, breast cancer, prostate cancer, uterine cancer, all those different cancers are hormonal driven, and those high proteins has a lot of hormones within the meat and stuff like that. It's got to send your hormones like this. The body is very sensitive to change, you know. So if you're changing it in a negative way, you're setting yourself up for disease.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
we need
and
fiber.
Sorry, say it again.
We need fiber. That's what we need. We
fiber.
We need sugar we need sugar from the fruits, because that's what every single cell in the body feeds off. It's sugar. Doesn't matter. It's the brain. Every single cell needs that natural sugar to run properly. Now, the problem where sugar comes in, people say, "Oh, that's too much sugar." It's not the sugar. The sugar is not the problem. It's the fat in the diet. You see, when you mix a combination of fat and sugar, now the sugar cannot get into the cells where they belong. Now the fat is causing a roadblock. All these globules are blocking up the cell walls, so the sugars cannot get in. This is where sickness occurs. You remove that excess fat, they go directly into the cells where they belong. No high blood sugar, no low blood sugar, balanced sugar. That's how it works. So if you have high blood sugar levels, check the fat in your diet.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And now, who are some of your mentors, or what are some books that you'd recommend for people to read?
I would recommend the Mucusless Diet. I recommend that book. And funny enough, I had that book I had it over 20, 30 years ago. I didn't know anything about fruit. It's just I was in the health food store one day and I saw the book and I read it. That's the only really book I've read, you know. But for me, regarding a mentor for what I do, it's basically nature's been my teacher. Nature. That's where all my learning, that's all my teachings come from nature. That's where it all came from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And okay, so my last thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you, Orvel, for being here. And yeah, so my last question is, if you could send a message out to everyone in the world, no matter where they live, no matter how old they are, no matter what language they speak, what is a message that you'd love to share with the world today?
Be kind, live life, eat great, have good friends, try and stress less. Just try and enjoy your life, because life isn't promised to, we don't know how long we're going to be here. Just enjoy the things you want to do, other than eating the bad foods, now and then. But, it's just about having good people around you, surround yourself with good people, laughter. Just enjoy whatever you enjoy, like whatever you like to do, just live your life. A lot of people don't. They live for other people. Live for you. You only have one life to live. Be that light and enjoy yourself. Pass that light on.
Yeah. And treat yourself. Don't cheat yourself, though.
Yourself. Yeah, absolutely. Treat yourself always. Yeah.
Yeah. But a lot of people, they're cheating themselves out of life and out of the energy and the health that they deserve by like treating themselves to, mozzarella sticks and these donuts and things. Right. And it's like, but you're cheating your life. You're doing yourself a disservice.
Yeah. It's what it is a slow death. A lot of people don't realize that. Okay, if you smoking cigarettes or doing drugs, those things escalate very quickly. So I'm not going to do drugs or crack cocaine, because you can see the effects. But it's the same, but at a slower rate with food, very addictive. And it comes to a point where, it will kill you. When you eat, two things got to happen. It's got to have a negative or positive effect, either one or the other.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. You're amazing. Yeah, you're really amazing. And everybody, go click the links below on YouTube. If you're on Instagram, I'll put the information in the description, and I'm sure the link is in your bio for your challenge.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, it is. Yeah.
Awesome. Everyone go join, and you won't regret it. It'll be the best decision of your life to get on a fruit-based diet. And I thank you so much, Orvel. You're amazing.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone, for watching. Give this a thumbs up, subscribe, and send this video to somebody who needs it, who might not see it otherwise. I promise you that their life can change, and you'll be the reason why. So do that today for them, and have a beautiful, beautiful Sunday. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Bye, everyone.